Good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, or good morning, depending on what time of the day that you're watching this. Hopefully you can all hear me nice and well. Today I'm going to be casting over the rematch between Counteract versus Black Angels esports. Unfortunately, due to a accusation of stream sniping being made during the previous matchup, should I say, while it was live, we unfortunately had to cease that game at the time, and it was agreed between both teams that we would rehost and rearrange the game for a different day. Today is that day, but unfortunately, due to the allocations of stream sniping that were made, we are unable to stream this live. So everybody who will be watching this, you'll be watching this sort of post-mortem. It's not the way to describe it, but this is the word that came to mind. And hopefully I'll still be able to deliver you a good stream today with between these two teams. And of course this time, because nobody's watching, there will be no allegations of stream sniping, there won't be any issues there, and we'll see which one of these two teams comes out on top of this best of two. Excuse me. To cover some stats just before we get going that may or may not be missed off, because of course we don't have access to the old stream anymore. This is the last game of technically week 2, even though we're now in week 3 as we're recording this. So far in this week we saw Tuesday RNS face off against Zodiac. RNS managed to win 2-0 across their best of 2. Game 1 went 7-2 and game 2 went 7-0. Also on that day we saw Expansion versus Team Lethal. This was also a 2-0 win, this time to Expansion. Game 1 saw them go 7-0 and Game 2 saw Expansion go 7-2. No games happened Wednesday, followed up by 2 on Thursday. The one happening on Thursday was Paradox versus Ice Cold. This went 2-0 in the way of Paradox. Game 1 went 7-3 on Clubhouse and Game 2 went 7-5 on Oregon. Final game of Thursday was RZP versus Tempo. This also went 2-0 to RZP. Game 1 went 8-6, so a very close one there, and Game 2 went 7-5, also a very close game. Hopefully you've all been able to have a look at that when you get the chance. Perfect, it seems that everybody is now ready, so away we go. The final game that was due to take place in week 2 was Counteract versus Black Angels, but as I'm sure you're now aware, unfortunately we had to cancel that game at the time and reschedule it due to the allegations of stream sniping. This has now been looked into and there's no proof on either side that could prove or disprove that one of the teams was doing stream sniping, so a verbal warning has been given to Black Angels, and if they get a second one during the course of this season then they will be removed from the league. However, hopefully we'll be able to avoid that in future, because at the end of the day we want this to be a fun and enjoyable league for all, and just everybody to have fun. And unfortunately stream sniping removes that fun. Even if the claims were false, we don't know for definite, we can't prove it either way, so hence we're having this rematch off stream, or off live stream anyway, and any future games with Black Angels involved in will be done through a caster who can have a 3-minute delay on their screen time. just to avoid any further complications. Ideally, we will have that for all of our games, but sometimes, like for myself, I can't stream with a 3-minute delay at the moment. I'm currently looking into ways to fix this. Excuse me. But until that time, I will be unable to get it sorted. Looking at the start here, of course, we start with a Maverick ban, an Ace ban, a Cab ban, and a Jaeger ban. That Jaeger ban possibly being one of the most substantial. The Ace and the Maverick, of course, being slightly anticipated on this map. Less so on the Ace because he's normally a must-go pick for the attacking side, but the Maverick is certainly a very standard ban on the side of the defensive. This is mainly because Maverick on that upstairs hold in CC can be very effective at opening up the bottom of the wall, allowing a long angle to be held onto the top of east stairs. It's also very difficult to counter, and the Thermite can very easily, or whichever hard breach they bring, can then quite easily get the wall without any repercussions being brought back onto them. So seeing him banned will act on this game considerably. However, the Jaeger ban being brought out should mean that we see a lot more fragging potential coming out on the side of Counteract in the form of actual frag grenades. However, none have been bought so far, but utilities such as that on the side of Real Nincompoop running the Zofia and the Ash of Little Dark will now be more, well, less likely to be countered by any Jaeger devices. Unfortunately, they still have to deal with those Wamais, but these are sometimes easier to deal with. See a bit of a glitch there happening with a couple of the Hibana pellets. Going for the impact trick though, Connor, you see here on the Hibana, using 2 Hibana pellets to bait out those impact nades. Once they've all been baited out, which appears they now have been done, he switches over to 2 to try and actually get that hatch properly. There he's gone to 2. However, do we see... Yep, we see 2 more impact nades coming out. There we go. Well coordinated here on the side of Black Angels, although it seemed that both Maestro and Wamai used 1 impact nade there rather than sharing them between the 2. This puts Connor at a bit of a disadvantage because he, of course, is now ending up... He now has no Hibana pellets left and no other hatches have been got so far, and I believe they may be able to trick this. Unfortunately, they don't because the Maestro was not able to get back over there in time, so the hatch is now opened. But a lot of utility has now been used on the side of Black Angels. Of course, Legion completely out of impacts, the Wamai both out of impacts as well, and the Maestro of Marches only having 1 impact nade left in his back pocket. However, it does seem that with the Thermite they are thinking they are able to get open these stock hatches, and also Modo, which they are now currently doing. What we need to be aware of here, though, on the side of Counteract, is that there is still a Malusi and I believe a Vigil playing upstairs. I don't actually know where the Vigil is. And, oh, as I say that, Little Dark manages to find him before me. Actually, no, he finds the Malusi upstairs playing near that impact hole that they made at top of Jacuzzi. Takes him out, gets clear of the roamers. But while they also Counteract has made good movement into opening up these hatches, Kink's now taking a bit of damage in CC in a gunfight here between the Sophia. Runs up, doesn't see the Asher, and Little Dark manages to take him down for a double kill. It's currently 5-3 in the way of Counteract, although Little Dark being left on the tiniest slither of health, it could quite easily be a 4v3. Slightly better position here for Counteract than it is for Black Angels. We've got Hibana here watching the angle into 90? I don't know. Archives? Don't know what to call it there. They've now opened the... They've now opened the church wall, and they are contesting the Wamai in the back of there. This kill's come out. Hake finally picking up the first kill on the side of Black Angels as Counteract pushing here to get the plant down. Weasty goes to stick the plant as Connor pushes in to try and take out this Legion in blue. Misses quite a few of his shots, but finally finishes up landing though. Hake unfortunately caught there in the middle of his reload, meaning he could not return fire. All he could do was crouch spam and hope, but sadly Connor comes out with the win there and 1 round up to Counteract. These teams do have a little bit of history. They have scrimmed a few times before today's playday, and of course they had the beginning rounds of the previous game that they started off. They went more in favour of Black Angels in the end on that side. However, maybe this few days break, which unfortunately we've had to do due to the stream sniping allegations, will mean that Counteract are able to have their mojo back and hopefully bring a bigger fight to Black Angels. Whether that will change the end result, I'm not quite sure, but both teams agreed to start at 0-0, so that is where we are starting today, and we will see what happens from here. Previously, of course, these teams, when they have played each other, we have seen 3 maps played, Cafe, Oregon and Theme Park, on 3 games. Black Angels have come out with the win on one of these maps, which was Cafe, which was an 8-6 win to them. So, not necessarily the most obvious of wins, but they certainly played it well to get the win in the end, in the overtime rounds. The other 2 maps played were Oregon and Theme Park. Both of these went to Counteract. The first one, Oregon, went 7-1, and the second one, Theme Park, went 7-4. Both of these teams, of course, having seen each other played quite a bit. Plus, they can also review the previous games from the season, which I believe I've already watched one of Black Angel's games. And I believe I also... well, I didn't watch, but I participated in the previous game with Counteract, as I was on the enemy team, playing Paradox at the time. Here you see Hake with the smoke shotgun, trying not to shoot his feet at the friendly Malusi. Wouldn't want to either take her out of the game too early, or put her at significant disadvantage with shots onto her toes right there. Quite a spread out push here, coming in the way of Counteract. Yeah, you see Connor this... no, sorry, my apologies. The real Nincompoop this time bringing out the Capitao. Seems they were expecting maybe a top floor hold. The Capitao is a standard pick, it seems, for Counteract after playing them a few times. To be used against that CC wall. You can get a Capitao bolt from the garage here all the way up, right to where the bandit is trying to trick, and it pushes them off the wall. At the moment, though, we see Kinks on the Vigil, currently roaming in that location. He has been spotted out, though, with a drone, since his Vigil scanner has worn off. He's trying to contest that drone now, wondering where the push from Counteract is going to come from. Thinks he sees it, but misses the shots onto the Nomad. Very, very poor whiff there. Amazingly, somehow, neither player walking away with any damage really done to each other. Although, really bad time for Connor to turn there. Thought the Vigil had completely left him alone, but no, he was still there at the top of these stairs. Shoots him in the back, and Kinks picks up a kill right at the beginning of the round there. The roam playing off a lot better this time on the side of Black Angels. Penta, though, playing over here in Gym, being pressured by the looks of it, and Ash on Repel, and also the Thermite currently sat in main bedroom, waiting for those calls, waiting for that drone, but sadly nothing come out at the moment. Real Nincompoop taking a lot of damage there. Kinks also on the roam, once again picks up another kill in CC as he was pressured. Kinks proved quite... well, he proved incredibly useful for the team previously. And once again, he gets a 3rd kill, this time onto Unique, who was pushing. Little Dark and Weasty, last 2 left, but they're stuck together over in the main bedroom side. Manages to down Penta, that was Little Dark. 2 brothers here going at it together. Hopefully they can come out of this victorious, but with them being in a 2v3 situation, it is sometimes quite unlikely for them to win this one. However, good coordination could see even a 2v5 turning in the favour of the 2. See here, Weasty going to get that hatch open into Modo, deciding maybe that the best place to go would not be for the kitchen hatch, since he could be quite easily C4able. Of course, they're now a little less worried about people being upstairs because they've taken out the 2 roamers. The first one of Kinks on the Vigil, and the second one of Penta on the Malusi. However, we see Weasty dropping Modo Hatch and unfortunately falling foul to the Org of the Wamai. Little Dark also drops here, but once again, all eyes on Mango, having that angle covered from the back of Armory site. Easily picks up that kill onto Little Dark, who was not expecting him there, or if he was, he couldn't quite get the pre-fire off in time. So the second round of this game goes in favour of Black Angels. Here we see on the 3rd round, though, Black Angels opting to go to the CCTV cache room. Arguably between the basement site and the top floor site, it really depends on how the teams hold it, whether it's their favourite, whether it's not their favourite. But we certainly see, with the bans that have come out as well, especially with the Ace, the Maverick, and the Jaeger, you would maybe expect the top floor hold to actually be the preferable one, but it seems that on the side of Black Angels, they've decided to go into the basement for these first ones. Kinks swapping onto the Cade here rather than the Bandit, going to go for a Cade trick against the Thatcher of Unique. And we see Connor there also 6-picking off of the Ying onto the Zofia. Maybe scaring Black Angels a little bit with that Ying, maybe making them play a little more passively. But so far, from what I've seen on the side of Black Angels, both from today's game but also the one that was not completed, I would say that even if a Ying is bought, it won't stop them from being as aggressive as they are. This team seem very aggressive a lot of the time. And they seem to play incredibly well when it comes to that roam. Kink's proving once again that he is an incredibly good roamer, especially on that vigil in the downstairs sites. However, he's not on the vigil this time. He's instead on the Cade. Will he be quite as effective this time? As we see Cade spots coming out here. Personally, when I play Cade, I like to get the Cade behind that monitor there. Hasn't quite managed it, so it is still shootable from the window. However, it does mean that the wall cannot be got normally by anything like a Cali charge. However, with the Thatcher still in play, of course these Cades can very easily be shut down. Just one Thatcher charge and there we go, away they go. But it seems that maybe Black Angels are expecting this, so maybe they are playing for the breach to actually become open. And here we see real nincompoop this time, rather than Connor, playing on that Capital, opening up that little hole in the top of garage. First he can see onto the rotate and somebody playing in the top rafters, but also he can get the angle onto the wall to stop any bandit trick. Of course, maybe Black Angels have bought the Cade specifically for that reason, because they know this is a strat that's bought out on the side of Counteract, in which case, very well played to them. But I would still say that it might be worthwhile for the side of Black Angels to actually maybe try a bit of a Cade trick. But no, it seems they're not able to get it, unfortunately, and the wall has been opened. There, of course, while we were watching Nincompoop, we saw him get a little bit of a shot onto the Wamai, who was playing top rafters. Doing a bit of damage to his feet there, but sadly not enough to kill him or take him out of this. What happened there? Hake ripped down a barricade and shot Connor, who seemed to be on his drone or completely unaware out there on the balcony. Must have been on his drone, I have no idea. Sadly, I was not watching him, unfortunately, with the kills. We see a lot of the side of Black Angels playing close to site. Nobody really on the roam this round, after, even though it proved so successful previously. But we see Real Nincompoop still holding this angle, so if that Wamai tries to rotate out of garage, he could very easily get shot in the arse and unfortunately die. Well, fortunately for Counteract, unfortunately for the side of Black Angels. We see just waiting here next to the construction wall that he's open, flashing out, maybe going for a push in a second, but no, just seems to be baiting it at the moment. Little Dark here playing outside the construction and CC windows, contesting a little bit onto this castle. Push it, but we see pushing him off with a bit of a flashbang there. Shots coming out from Little Dark, but unfortunately the head is collected instead by Penta, I believe. No, all eyes on Mango. We see collects another kill onto Hake though, as he pushes in. Real Nincompoop gets fragged out by the Wamai playing in top of rafters through that little hole that he made early on. Is now left in a 2v4 situation. Unique is currently on the balcony, do they realise he's here? And Weasty has rotated round to the CC wall. Shots coming out from the Wamai there. Bit preemptive through the soft wall, but sadly not connecting with the head of Weasty. Weasty swinging out. Doesn't see the man on the door, the Cade, holding that very tight angle next to the shield. Pops back into construction. Do they realise he's come back in? Yes, they do, but he misses his shot on the head of the smoke. Unique is now left in a 1v4 situation with 4 seconds on the clock, and if by magic, Wamai comes out of nowhere and takes his head clean off on that garage door. Wasn't looking very hopeful for Unique there, with 4 seconds left on the clock and 4 members of the opposing team to take out. But the fact that the fact that Penta was able to get there on the Wamai, I believe it was Penta, it might have been All Eyes Mango, I can't remember, forgive me, it's been a long day. Whoever was playing the Wamai managed to get there and take his head clean off, completely shutting down any chance that he had of clutching out that 1v4, as slim as that chance may have been. He would have had to get 1 kill every second, which is not unheard of, but his positioning probably would not allow for such things to happen. So unfortunately was not able to clutch up that round, and it currently puts Black Angels 2-1 after 3 rounds. As we go into the 4th, we see them here playing the gym bedroom site, bringing out the mirror as we have seen them before, also the castle, which is a pretty standard pick for this top 4 sites here. Usually using the castles to watch the gym window here, apologies. And another one right where the castle's putting it now at the other side of gym on the door towards breach. This would normally stop if there was a bandit trick playing here. Then it stops any direct line of sights being opened up from the window. However, it seems that they are completely opening this jacuzzi wall and having the mirror playing in small bathroom. Can sometimes work because it's very hard, it's difficult pushing into a mirror window, especially when there is a mute jammer on it, stopping any sort of wall denial that they have. But they've only bought Weasty in the form of any sort of, well, not wall denial, but hard breach, should I say. So with that, they'd have to push all the way in to get that mirror wall, which is not really a viable strategy, especially since they would possibly lose their lives. As you can see here, though, on the side of Black Angels, they've opened up that construction hatch, Legion dropping it right now. And they've also extended their hold all the way out into cache. This means that there are a lot less reinforcements to be used in sight, but as you can see, the entire bottom of the gym wall has been opened up with a small rotate here to make it very difficult to plant in this B site. Mirror playing on a window currently in the bathroom. Not much else, but Real Nincompoop managing to pick up a kill onto Kinks. Kinks being the Legion that we saw drop hatch earlier, trying to go for that roam, but gets picked up nice and early by Nincompoop. Connor gets another kill on Take, unfortunately just managed to miss that. All eyes on Mango, taking more damage as Connor picks up a double kill. They managed to open up that construction wall and they now have construction control, completely shutting down the side of Black Angels. Will Connor see the mirror that's playing close to the door here of Marchez? No, not just yet. Shots coming out but miss. Oh, the mirror's going to get too close to that grenade, nearly kills herself. Manages to throw out C4 but doesn't quite manage to land it though. Shots coming out onto Little Dart there, somehow manages to not eat a headshot. The sledge pushes in, takes out Connor, getting a triple kill there on the sledge. Now Counteract are just trying to take out the final members of the enemy team in a 5v1 here against Penta on the Wamai. Unique going for that plant, Connor going for the kill though, and shoots Wamai in the back as he tries to run away. A flawless round coming out on the side of Counteract there, very well played. Managing to completely shut down firstly the roam of Black Angels, then pushing in sight, getting the kills that they needed, and then just pushing the advantage. Having members of their team perfectly set up on all the different flanks, all the different windows, they just kept coming from everywhere. I could barely keep track of them, and by the look of it, and the scoreline, Black Angels couldn't keep track of them either, as they lose the 4th round and make it 2-2. However, we're still very early on in this game, so there's still many rounds to be played, so to continue on. So we will see where the scoreline finishes after the full time has elapsed. Currently going into round 5, where we see the side of Black Angels going back to the church arsenal room. This is certainly their stronger site, although if I remember rightly, Counteract were able to win out in the first instance. However, the second time they went on the downstairs hold, performed so much better, the roam working a lot better on the side of Kinks, which allowed them to pick up those early frags, get the advantage, and it left in a 2v4 situation, which unfortunately for the side of Dark and Weasty, they were not able to win. I believe it was Dark and Weasty. If I am wrong, I do apologise. Trying to keep track of all of these stats, all of this information, sometimes quite difficult. Kinks, thinking there may be a drone in sight here, looking around a little bit. Certainly sees one in the bathroom there, tries to shoot it with the SMG-12. However, the recoil on that gun kicks like a small child. Well, small dog, puppy, probably more than a small child. But either way, the recoil is absolutely disgusting. But finally manages to pick up that drone. One less drone to spot him, but with him being vigil, that doesn't really matter, since he can just turn his wub device on, well, not quite wub, and be completely invisible. If only Thatcher knew, he maybe could have picked up an early pick onto the Vigil there. Of course, Vigil doing a late stock hatch reinforcement. Sledge, though, already in construction. Connor being incredibly aggressive here. Sees the Malusi in construction. Takes a few shots. Doesn't come off too bad himself, but does he realise that Kinks is behind? Playing top of his Kinks doesn't realise he can push up to assist his teammate. Connor currently all the way in construction, but he is accompanied by Unique on the Thatcher, currently droning him in. However, does he know that he's being flanked by the Vigil? He was watching for a second, but could the timing be absolutely terrible here? Yes, the timing is terrible as Kinks comes around the corner. Gets a double kill, manages to swing onto the droning Unique, getting the headshot nice and easy. No retaliation there coming from Unique, and none coming from Connor either, as he gets shot from behind. Real Nincompoop here, though, at the top of his stairs, knows that the Vigil is in CC. Is he able to shut him down, though? He knows he's playing up here. He can hear his footsteps, at least I can. But he's not peeking yet. There he is! Doesn't quite land the shots to finish off his life, but he certainly does more damage than the Vigil back to him. Decides to fall off on this one, as he waits for his team to either join him. Weasty going up to instead to try his luck, as the Hibana goes to try and get some hatches. Does he quite realise where the Vigil is, though? Lying on the floor with this little sort of prone angle. This could prove crucial for Kinks, if he's not careful. A drone coming out on the side of Weasty. Pre-fires right above where the Vigil is, but unfortunately missed it. Vigil swings onto the real nincompoop, manages to land some shots. Weasty still stuck in the top of Garage, manages to get away with his life. Shots coming out there from Kinks onto the balcony. Of course, here's the barricade being broken, pre-fires, but doesn't land any shots yet. Now in a 2v5 situation for Little Dark and Weasty. This seems very familiar to some previous rounds, so we'll see how they manage to hold out on this one. Penta being taken out by what appears to be maybe a Claymore. Not quite sure what happened there. Weasty pushing in, trying to press the advantage. Here's the Vigil, knows that the Malusi's down, sees the head, but misses it. Quad kill for Kinks. Can he get the ace here? He's certainly going to be gunning for it, but he's only got 10 health. Could be very easily taken down by Little Dark here. Little Dark here, though, pushing up the main stairs. Does he know where the Vigil is? He sees him, he pre-fires, he manages to shut him down, cancelling the ace on the side of Kinks. But now Little Dark himself has to ace to completely win this round, and with 16 seconds on the board and Diffuser down top floor, I'm not sure he's going to be able to do it. Sees the Malusia Penta looking in completely the wrong direction, decides to drop the hatch and just try and push the advantage. Sees the smoke on top, but sadly as he's running, can't get his gun up quick enough, and Hake secures the final kill. Meaning that Black Angels win round number 5 on the basement defense. Once again, that top floor roam from the side of the Malusi and the Vigil proving absolutely crucial in that downstairs hold. Not really much ground taken on the side of Counteract, pushing into downstairs, but I guess they thought that trying to get the Vigil and the Malusi unstuck from top floor was their best play to allow them the freedom to push into sight. However, it didn't pan out for them as they were taken off man by the Kinks on the Vigil, getting kill after kill. The opening 2 were just unfortunate. Vigil's always hard to drone out, but unfortunately Connor was just not aware that he was behind him, and of course Unique was nearby, but sadly on his drone. The timing from the side of Kinks was incredibly well played there. Whether he knew it or not, he certainly knew the right moment to push in and managed to claim those kills for his team, putting them 3-2 ahead as we go into round number 6. The last defending side, until we go into overtime if we reach that point, for Black Angels. Once again, bringing out the Cade here. Seeming like they might not be going for a Cade trick. In which case, if they do the same set as last time, they will be expecting Counteract to get the wall. But of course, last time, even though they managed to get the wall, Counteract were not able to utilise this to the fullest extent. And thus they ended up with the L on the previous round. This time, though, it appears that with the Cade putting his device in the middle of the wall and then swiftly picking it back up, that he will actually be playing for a Cade trick this time. Here we see Hake playing bottom of Garage, maybe going for a bit of an aggressive spawn peek. Nobody yet spawning on the warehouse stairs though, going up that angle, so Hake decides to leave it. Firing off some shots there through the wall, hopefully trying to land on a head. Sadly didn't quite line up though, as the Malusi goes all the way down into basement for a roam. Once again, we see a varied push here. We see Connor and, I believe, Little Dark on the Lion and the Ash, respectively, pushing from this side. Shots coming out onto Kinks through the window, who's this time playing the Castle. I apologise, it's Penta now playing the Cade on the wall, if I said that wrong previously. Already, though, the wall here on the side of construction has been opened, as we see Connor dropping, going on his drone, and maybe pushing into the construction side. Grenades and Thatchers coming out here. The Cade trick is trying to be played. I believe, yeah, 2 Thatchers have been used already, 1 left on the board. Will they be able to trick this? It seems they may have given up, though. Little Dark getting down there by the castle from the window, but he's safe to drop off. But Marches swings with the SMG. Doesn't even swing. Connor swings and gets his head taken clean off by the SMG-11 on the side of Marches. Good shots there coming out from Marches on the smoke, completely cleaning out that Lion, who could have proved really useful later on in the game to completely shut down any sort of movement as they try and do a site take. Of course, Lion not as overpowered as he used to be, but certainly still considered quite an overpowered operator at times, since he basically gives the entire team wall hacks, but certainly not as good as he once was. The Malusi there managing to hide in a sneaky spot to the far right of the door, so Hake managing to secure the kill onto Real Nincompoop on the Hibana there. Of course, the wall has still not been opened yet on the side of Counteract. Marches slow peeking there onto Weasty, who is playing in construction, manages to collect the head very easily. Footholes open here, meaning construction can sometimes be quite difficult to play. But at the moment, just deciding what his next move is going to be. Unique sat out here on the Central subroof it's called, didn't know that. Just outside the construction window and the CC window, seeing if you can get an angle onto the player inside of CC. Seems they've completely given up on the wall though, with 42 seconds left. Unique still just trying, Weesty still trying to find some angles through on the floor. Little Dark coming to join up with the rest of his team, using the Ash charge here to open up that castle barricade. Doesn't do it, or maybe does a tiny bit of damage onto the side of Weesty. A little bit unfortunate there. All eyes on Mango. Kinks and Penta are all in sight. Penta readying that C4 onto the wall, but Hake still in the main bedroom. He sees Little Dark, he manages to pick up the double kill, opens up the wall, goes for a flank, and picks up Unique as Kinks picks up Weesty as they try and execute on into sight. Well played there with the late flank coming out from Hake, biding his time in the main bedroom, landing his shots when needed, taking out the players who were trying to flank round. Unfortunate there for Counteract, losing players so early on. This time not really to the roam, apart from maybe the Hibana downstairs getting taken out by the Melusi. But this means that as the two teams go into the second half, and Counteract swap onto the defensive, and Black Angel swap onto the offensive, the scoreline is currently sat at 4 rounds to 2 in favour of Black Angels. Certainly proving once again that maybe they have the measure of Counteract on this map. Certainly on their attacks, or should I say Counteract's attack, they don't seem to be able to coordinate well enough to push through the defence of Black Angels. Whether this is shoddy drone work, whether this is because there's just not enough intel coming out, whether they don't have enough flank watch, I don't quite know. But either way, the side of Black Angels has been able to so far completely evade a lot of the roam clear from Counteract, and have been able to utilise that roam to its fullest extent, securing them at least 3 of the 4 rounds on defence, if not all of them. Here we see though Counteract deciding to opt for the basement site first. We see Unique going out on the Cade, Weesty on the Wamai, also looking like, since there's several impact nades on the board, that they're going to be going for an impact trick onto the hatch here. Shots going out to open up the little hole here where the impact nades need to be thrown. Try and impact the hatch. If you get it just right, the impact nades will destroy anything on the hatch anywhere. Though we see there Connor on the Mozzie as a drone hops up in front of, I believe it was Weesty, although Nincompoop trying to go for a spawn peek, but sadly a little bit too aggressive and it doesn't pay off for him as he gets a few bars of health taken off of him by whoever he was peeking. Tries to go for another spawn peek, but nobody currently near him. He hears the one above, I believe, and falls off it, as we see members of Black Angels pushing into stock. Stock hatch currently still soft, so that's going to be easy to get. Motor hatch, though, reinforced and caded, and I believe that is also... No, not the same for the kitchen hatch, but instead they have the impact trick ready on the side of the Wamai. 4 members of Black Angels currently on the side of construction and stock. Not construction and stock, secret and stock, my bad. Nomad going up to the top of these stairs, holding any top floor flank that might be coming out. Sledge on the other side though, and it appears that Counteract have completely given up the top floor and are instead all playing on the ground floor. Nincompoop being the only roamer to begin with, he has now fallen back to sight with a few bruises from his previous engagement, a few scratches. Certainly doesn't seem all that healthy or happy about it. As we see Black Angels getting this map control and preparing for their execute onto site. Nomad's coming out to stop any sort of rotates, but of course with all the players currently downstairs on the side of Counteract, there may not be any rotates coming out in the form of roamers, but they may prove crucial if a retake is required, should they be able to get a flank up on one of the other sides. Hibana currently going for the kitchen hatch, but everybody has now moved off. They've decided to go for the Cade trick instead, put Cades on there. There's still a thatch in play on the side of Kinks as real Nincompoop makes up for the previous health that he lost by collecting the head of Marshez, the sledge pushing down the main stairs. Nincompoop still playing that angle though. Impact trick coming out, I believe, on the hatch, but I think by the sounds of it they have now got this open. Kinks looking for a long angle this time though. Penta collecting the head of Nincompoop, still holding that angle at the bottom of the stairs, not able to win that gunfight. And didn't really do any damage back to Penta instead. Was he caught napping? I don't quite know. Pre-fire's coming out here on the side of Hake into Modo. Bit of drone work now coming out. As Weesty been stuck here on box is now being pushed. Connor picks up a kill onto the Hibana of Penta, pushing in the bottom. All Eyes Mango left on the tiniest slither of health at the end of Long Haul as he swings it with his Nomad in tow. Looking for that Legion to repeat, but no! Where did that shot come from? My goodness, who got him? Unique managed to get him. He must have been close on the door. 15 seconds left now on the side of Black Angels. They do not have the numbers advantage. Thatcher dropping into sight. Will Unique win this gunfight? He lands the shots. He manages to down him. Final player of Hake pushes end of main stairs, and Connor picks him up. The first defensive round going the way of Counteract. Although they didn't play heavy on the roam game, they proved that you don't necessarily need roamers and opening picks to win this round. So they managed to hold out, play for time, and with Black Angels rushing into sight there to try and get an execute done, they just managed to slowly but surely knock away at their numbers until they had the only men left standing on the map. So we go into round number 8. The scores are almost even, 4-3 currently in the way of Black Angels. And let's have a quick look at the scoreboard to see how everybody's doing. So far, Kinks showing up big on the side of Black Angels, certainly being very significant in several of those wins that they have on the board from the defensive side. Getting 8 kills, 4 of them coming in one round where he was so very close to an ace, but unfortunately got shut down by the Ash of Little Dark, denying him that ace. Hake also putting up good numbers on the side of Black Angels with 6 kills so far to his name. The rest of the members of Black Angels, only a few kills here and there, but seem to have been putting in the work as well when required, as of course they are currently sat 4-3 in comparison to Counteract. So far today we have seen Connor showing up big, certainly in the last round he's been doing some work, and also in sort of the second entry fragger role as he's been pushing into sight, being a lot more aggressive sometimes than even the Ash of Little Dark on the offensive rounds, netting him 8 kills overall, a couple on defense as well as Mozzie. Little Dark himself on 5 kills, followed by Weasty on 3, Real Nincompoop on 2, and Unique at the bottom there with 3. Of course, Real Nincompoop showing us there that the assist game is strong, and it sometimes nets you more points. Counteract here going for the top floor CC cash side. Once again themselves bringing a Cade rather than a Bandit. Seems they may be expecting similar tactics that are played against them to be, well, similar tactics that they play against their enemies to be brought against them. But from the way that Black Angels have been setting up, it appears that they aren't going to be doing this. Of course, we see the Cade of Unique there, sat right next to the wall. Cade charge out. Flash is coming in, trying to blind him on the wall. He's waiting for this Thatcher to come out. Thatcher also sat there poised with his EMP out. Now he's gone away now. Seeing what they can do to go for this wall. Dropping the diffuser. Weasty taking some damage there, not quite sure where from as the EMP grenade now comes out. Cade instantly gets thrown down. The second EMP though comes out in perfect timing. He's not able to trick this. Falls off, but it destroys both his Cade devices. Now there's no wall that he will be able to trick with that Cade. Well played there on the side of Penta with his EMP timing. Meant that the second Cade charge, as it was ticking up, also got deactivated, because even though it hasn't fully activated, it will still get deactivated by the Thatcher. Now Penta seems completely oblivious to the fact that Weasty is raining in shots from top of the gantry, but now he gets picked off from that long angle by the Thatcher and is downed, and then gets finished off also by the Thatcher on the main. And as a double kill comes out as he collects the head of Real Nincompoop, Little Dark trading back a kill though in favour of Counteract, as somebody tries to push in through the construction wall. Pre-fires though coming out through the wall there from the Hibana of Marshes, landing about 50 hit points of damage onto Little Dark. Was maybe not expecting that. Well, that came out from a drone, I'm not sure. Connor managing to take out All Eyes and Mango as he pushes into bottom garage. He has a diffuser on that door. He's going to be playing it with his life. He's got the C4 prepped, listening for somebody pushing in. Thatcher is playing close, but will he be able to get him? Drone coming out on the side of Penta here. Looking to see where that Mozzie has gone. Does he check in bottom of oil pit? If Connor plays this quietly, he can certainly push him well. But you've also got the Legion of Little Dark at the top of rafters here, or gantry, whatever you want to call it. Trying to put those Legion mines on the diffuser so they know when it's been picked up. They certainly have time in their favour as Little Dark picks up a headshot there onto Penta as he swings the long angle. Doesn't manage to quite land the shot. And now they're in a 3v2 with Diffuser currently the furthest away from the two members of Black Angels as it could be. Marchezo getting that site control that has been given up on the side of Counteract to play around this Diffuser. completely in sight, but if you're in sight with no diffuser, it's almost completely useless, as he gets taken out by Little Dark, lying down next to the rotate in the top of Garage, and we finally see Unique, who'd rotated down to VIP, picking up the kill on Hake, who had very little time to try and execute there, running down the east stairs, getting picked up, and securing another round for Counteract. Much closer knit, well played defence coming out from Counteract here. Some of their attacks, you could say, were slightly sloppy. They unfortunately missed some roamers that certainly to us watching seemed quite obvious, but of course to them maybe less so, especially as one of them was the Vigil. Very hard to spot with Jones when he's got his Vigil scanner on. But currently it means that going into round 9 we are sat at a 4-4 scoreline. Both of these teams seem very equally matched, and this may be the round where we see the change of momentum coming out from these two teams, as arguably this site is a lot harder to hold compared to both Cache and downstairs in Armory and Church, I believe.
Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
On the side of Counteract, we see they're going to be extending their site into the cache room, just the same as Black Angels did. And once again, a mirror being brought, but this time also going on the bathroom wall. But as we can see here from the Cade of Unique, they're going to be reinforcing both of the jacuzzi walls here and playing the Cade around it. Of course, we saw Black Angels opting to have that wall soft and open. Of course, on the side of Counteract, they've decided, no, we want this reinforced. This is going to mean that maybe these doors and windows here are going to be more crucial for WeC to castle, but currently he's opening up those rotates, leaving it very late to be putting those castle barricades up, if that is indeed what he's going to be doing, since he has two in his back pocket. He may get spawn peeks here, but nobody appears to have spawned at front entrance, so he is actually safe to rip down that window. Instead he goes to the one inside gym to reinforce that one first with his castle barricade, and now has decided it's a little late to get that gym one and just leaves it as a normal barricade. Very similar setup coming out here on the side of Black Angels. They have the Thatcher, they have the Thermite, they have the Jackal, Nomad and IQ. Slightly different here on the side of the IQ. I believe Hake previously played the Nomad, but of course this time is not. Mirror playing there in the office. WeC managed to get Kinkso, who's going super aggressive onto that Mirror, doesn't realise that WeC was playing right there, able to pick up the kill quite easily, as we see it from the drone there. WeC didn't lose much health either, and takes out that drone that he was just being droned out by, using his last castle barricade to stop any push from logistics from occurring now. Mirror playing super aggressive though on this hatch. Everybody's fallen off it though, so she's not in much danger at the moment, and can always rotate back to her Mirror that was being played on the construction vault wall. See Black Angels here, of course, opting to go round onto the other side of the map. Connor playing below gets picked up though by the Nomads, who obviously heard him. She rotated down secret stairs and picked him up and putting him down on the floor. Connor proving crucial to his team so far, currently sat with 9 kills. The Little Dark also showing up as well with 8 kills to his own name. After having a few of their team members, well, one of their team members taken out early on there in the form of Kinks. Black Angels are now deciding to push through the Cache and CC side, but they managed to even the odds in their favour as they managed to get a shot through the wall from the Thatcher onto the side of Little Dark through the soft wall, all the way from construction. Nincompoop being taken out from the hatch as All Eyes Mango goes up there. Now it's very much in the favour of Black Angels, a 4-2-2. WeC and Unique both on decent health, but they are now both stuck in this bathroom side. WeC opening up his castle barricade to give them a bit more flexibility in roaming around. As he tries to be a bit aggressive here, getting flashed out though by the Nomad. Doesn't get affected by it, but there's one in construction. Lands the shots onto the Nomad, but gets picked by All Eyes Mango, pushing from the vault. Now it's just Unique left alone in that bathroom. Heads are going for the plant. Unique managed to pick up 1 kill, but All Eyes Mango going to lie down prone as Unique swings, ends up getting an unintentional drop shot, I believe, onto the side of Cade right there. And Black Angels managed to get their first attacking round on the board and are currently sat at 5-4. God, my voice is going already. And we're not even, well, we're over halfway through this one. But there's still one more game to go after this where we will be seeing both of these teams face off on Oregon. Because the game, of course, we never got to the second one on the previous match day, we will be seeing fresh operator bans coming out on that map. We'll be seeing it played right from the very start. This map, however, of course, the bans were previously decided because the game was partially played and it was agreed between the two teams that they would remain the same, but the score would start from 0. Black Angels, though, putting those maybe... what's the word? Putting those allegations to bed of stream sniping, since so far they have been playing incredibly well, and Counteract don't even have, not necessarily the excuse, but they certainly don't have the fact that there is a Twitch stream going at the same time that the side of Black Angels can look at to get their information from. So a lot of this is evidently just coming from drones, good teamwork, good communication, and so far it's been playing off on the side of Black Angels. Currently sat at 5-4 as we go into round 10. Very usual setup coming out here on the side of Counteract. Very similar to how we saw Black Angels set it up. Now, are they going to be doing an impact trick here? It seems that, yes, they've opened up the floor. Beneath the counter here, you can just about see it. Just to the eastern side of the hatch, you can see a bit of the floor open, you can see all the way through. This is where the impact trick will be coming out, and they certainly have the impacts on their side to do it. 2 already being used by Weasty though, so he won't be playing this, but then 5 more remaining on the side of Counteract. Hibana now having 18 pellets though, means that she can... She would need to be tricked by 19... Not 19, what am I on about? 9! I can't do maths today. Well, thank God my job doesn't involve it. Oh dear, the sadness. But yes, it would take 9 impacts to fully trick all of Hibana's pellets if she used 2 at a time. Penta picking up a load of damage there of somebody playing in stock. I'm not quite sure who that was. Who is running away with their tail between their legs? It appears to be Nincompoop as he swings the angle. Doesn't manage to hit the Thatcher, who unfortunately... that would have been a very easy kill on the side of Nincompoop. But unfortunately, not Nincompoop, apologies, Connor. Connor switching onto the role of Vigil here. Normally we'd see it coming out on the side of Nincompoop. But either way, Penta being left on very low health, meaning he should be easier to take out later on. Hake opening up some of the floor here, trying to get those angles. If anyone was playing a shield at this point on the church door, they'd easily be taken out. Hake, though, currently watching it to stop any rotates coming out on the side of Counteract, since they opened up a rotate hole. Vigil of the Connor has now rotated back into Modo, as they're currently now going for Modo Hatch, using a Thatcher to get rid of that Cade. As the thermite breach comes down, does Connor hear it? Yes, he does. He now has to run away. Unique manages to pick up a kill onto Penta. Like I said, him being left on slightly lower health than previous means that he was taken out quite easily just by normal shots. Hake, though, still playing those angles above, might get land onto Unique, but doesn't. Hake here seeing Unique, but manages to finally down him. Not taking much damage himself, but missing quite a few shots to begin with. That could have ended so very differently if Unique had only been able to get the shot back on him. Currently it is 4-3 in favour of Black Angels. They have the man advantage, but as we've seen before, time is on the side of Counteract here, as they just wait patiently inside. Connor picks up the first one, a headshot onto All Eyes Mango as he pushes down, as it leaves us a late execute on the side of Black Angels. Kinks manages to land a headshot as he pushes down. 8 seconds though, Hake gets another. It's a 1v3 situation. Can Connor remain alive long enough? Can he deny the plant? He doesn't see the IQ and he gets taken out. He was going to deny that plant, but sadly the IQ of Hake was also in there and managed to see him before they saw each other. Unfortunately means that Connor was not able to clutch up there in a round that looked so favourable to the side of Counteract like it had done previously. They certainly had the time advantage in their back pocket, but unfortunately too much information had come out on the side of Black Angels, which meant that they were able to secure that round. Round number 6 for them, putting them on match point as we head into round number 11? Yes, 11. I can count, everybody. I can count. Thank goodness. For those of you who are joining, well, for those of you who are watching this when the video has been released officially on YouTube, then please feel free to drop a quick like on it, and always hit that subscribe button if you haven't done already. There will be other streams going up here. All of those that I stream over on my Twitch will be moved onto my YouTube after they have been aired, so they are accessible for everybody at any time, rather than, of course, within the, I believe, like 14 days or something that they're available on Twitch. They will be available forever or until I take them down. Also, as well, I upload some small Siege clips that I get from my games that I'm playing on PlayStation. Just some funny moments with my friends, some lucky headshots, the usual stuff that you see from everybody, but it's always fun and games with some of those, so please feel free to check them out. And like I say, if you haven't done already, drop a cheeky little subscribe down there so you can be notified whenever I bring out any new videos. With it currently being match point to Black Angels, we see Counteract going back onto the top floor here, into the cache and CC site. I couldn't remember the name for a second. Thatcher already prepping there, outside. Once again, Penta though on the Thatcher has proven that he is a very good EMP tricker. So trying to counter that Cade there is going to be very difficult. Quickly whipping off his drone there, try and counter the Cade. Throws out an EMP charge. Sadly, the Cade not able to get the wall there, so the wall gets completely open. What we saw there, though, from Penta was a little trick that you can do when you realise that there is a Mozzie drone on the drone hole, as he drove his drone in, but then at the last second, drove it back out, so he could easily destroy it and get that Mozzie pest off the board. Sadly, it loses him his intel. He now has no more drones left in pocket, but it means that there isn't one drone on the side of the Mozzie who is being played by Weasty. Penta here we see drop off the top of the gantry there, just missing his shots unfortunately, as Weasty is being pre-fired, I believe, through the wall in Gym, yes, by Hake. Some bullet holes coming out there, manages to land the headshot as he tries to rotate back into construction. Once again, an early pick coming out on the side of Black Angels, meaning that Counteract are left in a bit of a difficult position. Can they play time a little bit better this time though? Pre-fires coming out though, once again. This time from Kinks, nearly actually taking the head off Marches. Did he even realise that he was in there? Maybe he was trying to help him, I don't know. Either way, Hake left on quite a bit of low health there as he gets contested from the door. All the members of Counteract now stuck basically in this site. Seems that both of these teams, certainly seems the side of Black Angels, have very good map knowledge. Shots coming up here through the floor onto members of Counteract. Shots coming out there from Kinks in construction as the Thatcher has pushed all the way up to top east stairs. Has the call come out? Does Little Dark? No, he doesn't. Kinks though picking up a headshot onto Penta. That's a team kill that really did not want to happen. Little Dark collects headshot onto Kinks as well after he was left on super low health. Hake top of east stairs. Little Dark doesn't realise he's there, and Connor is suddenly left in a 1v3 situation playing top of rafters. Holding the angle here, waiting for somebody to swing, waiting for that sound cue. All eyes Mangle going for the plant as Hake pops up from behind that shield, using it against the enemy. Connor secures the kill, but Marches swings the door, collecting Connor's head in the process and securing map number 1 win in favour of Black Angels Esports. 7 rounds to 4. A good performance there coming out of Black Angels and also on the side of Counteract. However, seems Black Angels just had it more together than Counteract in this one, proving that they are the better team on Clubhouse today. Shall we see this same story be repeated though as we move on to Oregon? Or will we see Counteract be able to bring it back in favour of them? Will they be able to finish this best of 2 series 1 apiece, 1 point on the board? Or will Black Angels Esports be able to walk away with from this one with a full 3 points on the board? If they do this, it will move them up, I believe, into 2nd or 3rd position. If Counteract, though, walk away with a win, I believe it puts them up into joint 1st with RZP. If both teams walk away with a draw, then Black Angels remain as they are in 6th position. And I believe also Counteract remains in the same place. However, I will clarify that for you afterwards. We're just going to have a short break for both teams, and I'm also going to grab a drink and whatnot. Once we've had a brief break, we will get back to the 2nd game. on Oregon. If I'm clever enough, when I actually publish this video, I will make a timestamp so you can cut forward to when the next game starts, since nothing will be happening for like the next 5-10 minutes until that game starts. So while I just have a little break, have a little breather, get myself a drink, so I'm ready to go for the second game in Oregon. And so are these teams. They probably have a lot to talk about after those performances coming out on both sides. Certainly Black Angels seeming more on top of things than Counteract there towards the end as they came away with the win. But Counteract also having some very strong rounds there where they proved that they have good cohesion. Just sadly, they didn't appear to have it in every single round during that game, which of course meant that the rounds where they didn't have that cohesion, Black Angels walk away with the win and overall the round win as we move into round number 2 or game number 2, either or. Anyway, time to have a drink and I'll be back with you in about 5 minutes. Thank you. Welcome back everybody. Hopefully I remember to put the timestamp in, but if not, hopefully you've chosen the right point in the video to skip forward to, so you can join in back with the action as we go into map number 2. Just double checking with the teams to make sure that they are all here and all ready to go. I believe they are, so we should be going in ever so shortly, and we'll get to see our map number 2, which will take us to Oregon. Once I'm given the go-ahead from both teams, we will head in and get Oregon underway. We said everybody should be ready by 8:50. It's currently 8:51, so we will go to map number 2 in Oregon. I'm a man of my word, and I went and found my old notes from the last cast that I did about these two teams, and I now have confirmation of where both these teams will end up on the league standings, whether they win, lose or draw, so hopefully I can tell you all about that right now. If Counteract win, they go joint top with RZP on 6 points, after all Counteract having won their first game versus Paradox, well, first best of 2 versus Paradox, and if they win this one, then they will go joint top. However, after seeing the results of the first map, we know that that will not be the case. Black Angels still in with a chance to win it now, though. Means if they win this one, they can go joint second with RNS and Expansion. This would leave Counteract, I believe, in 4th or 5th position. If both of these teams draw, then Counteract go joint second with Expansion and RNS, while BAE goes best of the rest in 6th place with 2 points to their name, having drawed their previous game and also drawn this one. However, we don't know that yet. We haven't seen how this map will turn out, so only time will tell. Thatcher coming out as the first ban on the side of Black Angels. And then we see the Jackal and the Melusi being picked off by Counteract. Those two looking both like a good operator ban for this map, but also a target ban, it seems. Hake certainly absolutely ripped into Counteract on a couple of rounds previously when he was playing Melusi, and the Jackal in the hands of Kinks also proved deadly for any sort of roam efforts, and also just that gun skill on the side of Kinks was able to shut down many members of Counteract. Final ban of Mirror coming out on the side of Black Angels, not obviously wanting to play against this. It had been utilised previously by Counteract, and although I don't remember their exact setups, I can't remember whether it was crucial for them, but either way, Black Angels deciding, no, we don't need the mirror, and you're not going to have her either. Getting her off the board for when they eventually swap over onto attack after 6 rounds. What will the scoreline be though at that point? None of us will know, unless of course you skip forward to the end of the video, seen the end result, and then skipped all the way back here to actually watch how it happened. If you have, welcome. And if you haven't, then join me in enjoying this surprise as we see Black Angels going downstairs, setting up on the basement side first of all. All eyes on Mango, reinforcing off both walls into Freezer here. Not normally what you'd see played by teams in a comp position. Often you would leave the right-hand one of these two panels open, maybe with head holes. So if someone ends up playing in Freezer, not only do they, well, they don't just have the one rotate of this door here, they can also hop through the wall. Seems that Goyo didn't agree with that reinforcement. But it also means that head holes can be used to both watch in all the way into laundry, watch this rotate down here, and also get a very long cheeky angle up towards pillar. Nobody playing elbow on the side of Black Angels, deciding to fully reinforce this wall. Elbow is normally this section here, where you would sometimes see a smoke playing on a shield with ADSs to stop any nades coming in and taking them out. However, this not being the choice of Black Angels for their particular play, it seems they're giving up a lot of control to Counteract at the back here, near the rear stage. However, we do see... Do we see a room? No, we don't. I'm blind. Every single member of Black Angels currently sat inside. This is normally the sort of setup we've seen from Counteract after their previous account. ADSs though set up here on the long haul door, on the long haul wall, meaning that shield is safe until now. Remembering, of course, that Ash has 3 of those Ash charges now. Jaeger still playing in freezer, only got the long angle though. All eyes on Mango collecting the head of Real Nincompoop all the way down at the end of long corridor as he swings the corner. I hear a Maverick on the side of Unique coming out here, trying to trick that wall. A C4 though coming out and collecting Weasty. Unique managed to get away with his life, but still manages to lose half his health. There's another nade comes in, collects out Unique. Connor popping off, collecting 2 kills, but instantly traded back by the side of Kinks. Now 2v2, as we see Unique going for this plant. Little Dark not able to cover though. Will somebody swing Unique? No, but they blow the shield. Unique taking bits of damage, but still being able to walk away with his life. He's just very low. Little Dark collecting the head of Kinks, who was playing in freezer. It's in a 2v1 situation as Marchez pushes up onto this bomb angle right here. Unique playing just to the side here. Doesn't quite decide to push up just yet. Getting a bit of intel. Little Dark had been droning in. Doesn't quite know where the Legion is, it seems. Unique, of course, sneaking in just underneath. Deciding to go for the plant again. Starts stick it. Marchez pushes up though, expecting to see people. Little Dark goes to play, but Unique swings the corner and shoots. And manages to land a headshot onto Little Dark. Marchez winning a 1v2 clutch situation. Unique didn't get off the plant fast enough there to collect the kill. And Little Dark a little bit too slow on the swing, meaning that the round goes in the way of Black Angels. That round seemed to swing in favour of both teams at one point or another, but in the end it came down to a 2v1 situation. And you'd expect the two to maybe win it, but when you go for that plant, unfortunately it turns it into a 1v1 situation. The odds are slightly less favourable, and unfortunately on the side of Dark and Counteract, he didn't swing quick enough, couldn't pick up that kill on the Legion, so he had time to collect Unique, who was planting with the Maverick, and then swing back onto the head of Dark, collecting that kill and securing the first defensive round for Black Angels. As we see in round number 2, they're going to Kids Dorms.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Some good coordination coming out here on the side of Black Angels. There was points there where it certainly looked like it was very much in their favour. But then all of a sudden, kills popping left, right and centre on the side of Counteract pulled it very much back in their favour. Unfortunately not able to complete that execute right at the very end there, meaning that Black Angels have the first round on the board. Shield placement coming out here in Attic that I haven't necessarily seen before. Of course, that shield being set slightly back from the door so that ADS can get any projectiles destined for that shield as they come through the doorway. The only way to really destroy this one is if you either come from behind in Attic, in which case getting that shield might actually be more of a detriment to you than the enemy, since it's in a bad position to be played the wrong way round. Otherwise, you've got to try and get it from the games window, which isn't necessarily the safest to repel. And 2 ADS is now going to protect that shield. Counteract seeming to opt to go for a master bedroom take first. 3 members going up onto that balcony there, getting drones in nice and early. Trying to see what they're dealing with. This time they're dealing with the Cade on the wall. I don't quite know where that Cade has been placed, but it's certainly been placed somewhere. And we also see 1 member on the big tower repel here. Currently Kinks sat on the Jaeger, going for a bit of a roam downstairs. Also the Ash of Real Nincompoop playing around this area. If he keeps watching this angle and the Jaeger of Kinks decides to push up, then a kill could be easily collected. However, at the moment they just seem to be playing around each other. Kinks making a lot of noise though. Does Real Nincompoop hear him? He doesn't see him cross. Oh no, but he sees him push up close and he manages to easily get that kill. First opening frag going the way of Counteract this time. Real Nincompoop still having a lot of life as well. Just missing the shots onto the pre-firing Cade though. Unfortunately not able to collect him. Default cam was still up though. If only a member of Black Angels had been able to hop onto that cam, they would have seen Nincompoop, been able to call out to Kinks, let him know that he was there, and maybe they would have been able to secure a kill. This time though, Legion has now come downstairs. Nincompoop though, having left his drone in a good position, knows that the Legion's there, but misses his shots. Didn't expect him to be that close, holding the angle, so Legion managed to refrag. As All Eyes on Mango gets a shotgun kill onto Connor as he pushes too close to that breach. Hake throwing out a Legion mine there. Unfortunately, it hits onto the caded wall, so it gets instantly destroyed. All eyes on Mango playing super close to that door with the Ella shotgun, taking out Weast as he tries to push it there. Impact nade coming out underneath Unique, taking a bit of his life, but not able to collect his head. Little Dark on the Hibana there, playing on the window, also being shot out. Unique swings around the corner as the Ella of All Eyes, or Mango, whatever you want to call him, gets taken out. Legion playing below on these holes here, watching up through the classroom. Of course, he's got to be very careful here on the side of Unique, pushing up. If he's not careful, he will get shot from below, but no, instead he gets shot by the long angle from Penta all the way in Silverbunk. And finally, Hake rotates up the armory stairs and manages to collect Little Dark, who had pushed in onto top armory. So on the tiniest slither of health, a headshot wasn't required to take him down, and the few shots that did land were enough to take him off the scoreboard and add another one to the tally that is currently sat against Black Angels, which is 2-0 as we head into round 3. All eyes on Mango showing up big so far, as we're only 2 rounds into this game. I believe 3 of those 4 kills being collected by the Ella shotgun. I could be incorrect though. Please correct me if I am wrong. Kinks also being quite crucial there, although not necessarily in the latest round, as he got picked off quite early by the real nincompoop on the Ash. Weasty having a bit of a tough game so far, only sat on 28 points and no kills or assists to his name, just 2 deaths. Unfortunate there for him, but hopefully he's able to bring it back in these later rounds and we can see Counteract get some wins under their belt. Due to, of course, the defending side of Black Angels winning 2 rounds in a row, they are now onto one of maybe what we would consider the off-sites, not one of the 2 main ones, as we see them go into meeting and kitchen. It's always a bit of a heated subject between a lot of teams, and sometimes in Pro League as well, because sometimes teams will vouch that, the kitchen dining site, which this is dining, what I'm looking at right now, are the best site of these 2 off ones. Alternatively though, as we are now seeing on the side of Black Angels, the meeting dining site is the one to play, and let's see how they play this one and see if it is the right choice for them. 2 drones being taken out already on the side of Counteract from Black Angels, possibly being picked up by those mute jammers, being placed down by Penta. Maybe, maybe not, can't be too sure. Either way, we see lots of rotates coming out here. Is anybody playing above on the side of Black Angels? Not sure where the final member is. The final member, who is, I believe, is Kinks. Yes, indeed it is playing top of Big Tower on this very wide roam. Sees the drones coming up the stairs, but do they see him? If they do not, he could very easily get a good flank on here to whichever member of Counteract decides to push up these stairs first. And if he's able to take him out nice and early, he'll be able to have a massive impact for his team. However, if he gets droned out properly, he may just be stuck up here, as I don't think there's any direct rotate into attic that he can use to get away from here. And he whiffs his shots, but still manages to secure the kill onto the Ash of Little Dark, pushing up the Big Tower stairs. A mistake there coming out on the side of Counteract, not able to drone out this Jaeger until it was too little, too late. And he claims the first victim. Drone there seeing that he's still in the top of tower, but not quite sure how Counteract are going to counter this. Seems that the way that they've decided to do this is just play vertical and nowhere near him. One member, being Weasty, currently stuck down in garage with no drones to his name. He's a bit off on a limb here, so could be in a little bit of danger if he's not too careful. As Connor, though, pushes close to sight and manages to pick up a kill onto Penta, the mute playing close to the door there. Connor now joining up with Weasty, making him feel a little less lonely and a little less terrified for his life, although there's only 1 drone on the side of Connor still available. Shots coming out though from above, as we see Real Nincompoop playing the Slayers above. And Nade tries to go through the floor though there, and it doesn't quite make it. Hake securing a kill with the SMG-11, and another one, a double kill onto Nincompoop as he pushes up. 2 headshots coming off back to back. As we see Connor pushing up with the G8, he knows which side the smoke is on. There's yellow pings coming out. He pre-fires slightly too high, but still manages to get the kill. Headshots nice and clean, and it's left in a 2v3 situation. Here's the ping of a C4 though, close to his position. Does he want to push this? Does he see the Legion one right in the doorway? No, he doesn't. He gets Legions, he gets pinged. They know he's here. Shots coming out, but he has the G8. And he's now left in a 1v3. Misses the shots, crouches at the wrong time, and unfortunately doesn't manage to get the kill onto Mango, who swings the door. And Black Angels going with their third round in a row on this Oregon defense against Counteract. Counteract really not seeming to have all the best of luck here. Sometimes they're getting the opening picks, sometimes they're not, but either way they just do not seem to be able to get this final execution onto the site. Seems also having issues with the roam of Kings so far, proving both on this map and the previous one of Clubhouse that he is a dangerous foe when he is on the roam, whether that be as the Jaeger, whether that be as the Vigil. So far he has proven deadly to this Counteract team, being responsible certainly for the early picks on several of the wins that his team managed to get under their belt, but also proving that you need to be very careful with your droning. I had a thought and it just went, could you tell? Like the silence. Silence was golden. To be fair, there's probably some people watching this that maybe don't enjoy my voice, but unfortunately, I am your caster for today, so if you want to watch the game, you got to listen to me. But if you do enjoy what I do, then please feel free to drop me a follow on Twitch or a subscribe on YouTube, whichever one you're watching me on, as it greatly helps me out, and hopefully, very soon, I'll be able to get Twitch affiliate. So if you could all drop me a follow, that'd be greatly appreciated if you're new. And of course, if you're already following, thank you very much for your support. Now we see Black Angels on round number 4, currently with that 3-0 advantage, going back down to the basement site. This site, of course, nearly going in favour of Counteract, as kills came left, right and centre from both teams. C4s, headshots, Connor getting a double kill. Lots happened in that round, and it came down to a 2v1 situation, but of course, the time pressure being put on Counteract meant they had to make it a 1v1 as Unique went for that plant. And unfortunately the swing from Dark was a little bit too slow. Unfortunately didn't manage to get the kills that were required onto that one. The kill required onto the Legion, so I was able to collect Unique and then swing round and secure the kill onto Dark. A bunker push coming out here again on the side of Counteract. Very, very, very little in the way of defense being placed against them here. Weasty already starting to get that wall open. No, I apologise. Connor being able to get that wall open. Weasty not feeling the ace today, as you can see, going 0-0-3 so far. Instead, deciding to switch onto the book. And already he gets it down onto Hake, playing that shield in the long haul. Ace is contesting it, but doesn't manage to secure the kill. The first Goyo shield goes down, as shots coming out again from Weasty. More shots coming back at him as he takes a bit of damage. Free Fire's coming out, doesn't quite manage to secure the kill either. This time tries to get the shot, but unfortunately has his head clean taken off by Mango, using that Org 43. Penta also landing kills with that TCSG 12 shotgun. C4 coming out, default plant spot. Marchezo already securing the kill onto Unique while he was downed. It's not looking good for Counteract here, as they're left in a 2v5 situation with Real Nincompoop being very far away there on the roam. Not the roam, the flank with the Zofia here. Do they realise he's pushing into Freezer? If Dark can get a few more kills like that and Nincompoop manages to get into sight without them knowing, then this could prove crucial. However, it appears that they know he's here. The default cam must have still been up. Jaeger playing box, takes the head clean off Nincompoop. That was Kinks taking the head off, and Little Dark left in a 1v4 situation. If he clutches this, he will ace. But with 10 health on the board, it's not looking likely for the young man. There is always a small chance though, and Black Angels could throw this away. He certainly knows where the Cade is, but the Cade swings pretty fast through the wall and managed to secure that final kill onto Little Dark, securing Black Angels their 4th round in a row on the defensive. Started looking also good for Counteract there, getting the early down onto, I believe it was Hake playing the Wumai there, but unfortunately not able to collect that kill or any others until it started getting a bit too late. The flank coming out from Real Nincompoop coming a little bit too late, unfortunately. Being able to get droned out as well meant that he didn't have the surprise factor that maybe would have helped the team there in a 2v4. But sadly, a 2v4 was always going to be a bit of a stretch to win on the side of Counteract. And as soon as Nincompoop was taken out of the game with that headshot coming out from Kinks, I believe, it left Dark in a very unfortunate position. Being in a 1v4, 20 health. He tried his best, but unfortunately was not able to clutch it out today. For the 5th round, we see Black Angels going back to the top floor, kids' bedrooms, dorms.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs
This
as they
site
can.
being a lot more Black Angels favoured previously, mainly due to the shotgun on All Eyes on Mango, who is playing the Ella. I believe he also has the shotgun this time. Currently he's got the pistol equipped though, so we can't tell. But I would very much doubt if they tried to change that up, since it worked so effectively for them last time. 2, if not 3 kills being able to be picked up by that shotgun, and here we are. The shotgun that everybody loves, or hates. It's like Marmite. Either way, it's incredibly good, and currently in the hand of All Eyes on Mango. He is proving that he is a deadly force to be reckoned with, especially when pushing close to some of these choke points, like the trophy door or the breach when they got it open as ace. A spawn peek coming out there on the side of Kinks. No, not Kinks, I do apologise. Hake trying to get a spawn peek there. Manages to take off almost all the health of Weasty. Weasty being left on about 5 hit points there. Decided to switch onto his drone. He's much better just trying to drone for his teammates rather than trying to take these gunfights himself. The Jaeger of Hake though being stuck in garage. Can they push him off with a little bit of intel here? Doesn't appear though. That's unfortunately Weasty misses the shots and gets picked up by Hake. Oh no, they should have maybe tried to coordinate this a bit better, but did they realise that Hake was in there? Shots being missed both on the side of Connor and Hake, but Connor finally being able to win that engagement with a headshot. Getting a kill back in the favour of Counteract. Also been able to secure back that diffuser that had unfortunately been dropped by Weasty. Counteract seeming very sort of spread out and splintered here. Not quite their normal effective together pushers, although this time they now seem to be linking up a bit better as we see a kill coming out on the side of Dark onto the shotgun of Mango. Taking that very deadly force off the board that affected them so greatly in the previous rounds. We see the real nincompoop currently playing the Blackbeard here. For one scummy operator, the Ella shotgun, they seem to counter it by bringing another scummy operator, the Blackbeard. Many operators, of course, do not like this operator, due to that shield still, of course, absorbing a lot of headshots. And in playing on the double window here, applies a bit of pressure, meaning it's going to be a lot harder for the side of Black Angels to rotate down that white stairs if he is watching it, keeping all of them in front of him, hopefully. Cade droning on the floor, and Nincompoop, of course, proving why Blackbeard is such a hated operator. Shots coming out there that maybe would have killed him on the headshot. However, his shield completely eating all of those bullets, meaning he walks away with his life. Barely any health, in fact no health taken, no damage done. Collects another head of Kinks. And also took off the head of Penta as Connor pushes in sight, securing the final kill onto Marchez, and a good round there coming out from Counteract. Very well played, of course, shutting down the threats that they'd previously faced of Mango very early with that shotgun on the Ella. We see, of course, being picked up early by the Hake, playing on that Jaeger aggressively downstairs in garage, but of course it didn't seem to matter, because here we are, and finally Counteract have a point on the board as we go into round 6, their final attacking round. Can they bring it back on defensive though? Or will we see Black Angels secure this second game in 3 rounds if they are able to make it without going into match point? In which case they secure themselves 3 points and head up to the second spot on the leaderboard, while Counteract remain at a lowly 4th. Still, of course, in that top 5, which makes it through into the playoffs. First place, of course, going straight into the final. Playoffs being from 2 to 5 on the leaderboard. And everybody below that, unfortunately, when we hit the quarterfinals, being removed from... Well, not removed from the league. They're still in the league. Just no more matches to play. There may be friendlies, there may be scrims preparing for the next season. But the teams that are stuck in those positions will not be taking part in any further games or official league games within the season. So it's all to play for. Make sure you get 5th or above is the key to this game.
10 seconds left.
Once again, we see the shield placement coming out here on the side of Black Angels in Attic. Proven useful on previous occasions, but so far not actually working to its best. But a second shield being bought by Ella being placed on this sort of default spot here, watching the trophy door. This is more expected. Although a good white stairs flank can always shut that down quite easily depending on exactly where the operator is playing. Once again, the Blackbeard being bought by Nincompoop on this one, going for that double window push. Will he be as effective as he was last time, picking up a few kills?
Attackers have located a bomb.
And will that shield eat another headshot, as we saw it do previously? Once again, we see Mango with that shotgun. 48 rounds still left in his magazine. Not in just the one, though. Otherwise, he really would have an overpowered shotgun. Instead, I believe it's only 11 rounds per magazine and one in the chamber. Although Kinks managing to get another early pick onto Connor, who was pushing in aggressively as the Ash, unfortunately not able to win that gunfight and being taken out of the game at this very early stage. Unfortunately, putting it more in the favour of Black Angels. Could they finish this defensive half 5-1, which puts them in very good stead going on to the attacking side? Or will we see Counteract pull it back and at least put it slightly more in their favour and putting it 4-2. Pulse here, seeing the Zofia just sat there. Unfortunately, he wasted a little bit too much time. If he'd fired the shot there, he could have taken a head off or certainly done quite a bit of damage there. But Dark had no idea how close that Pulse was. Will the Pulse take the advantage here and push up? He sees, but he shoots, gives his position away, but the Zofia was rotating top floor. Did she even realise she got shot at though? I don't quite know. She certainly doesn't seem to be fazed by it. She has the Claimer on the stairs watching her back. But that's about it. Pulse pushing up close though. Hake using the shotgun here. Shotgun's coming out in favour, it seems, for several of these players on the side of Black Angels. Of course, you see a shotgun on the side of Ella, on All Eyes on Mango, and a C1 on the side of Hake. Trying to get rid of this Claymore here on the stairs. Easily taken out, pushes up. The Zofia, here's the Claymore being hit though. Pistol being got out by Hake, but shots being landed, and he decides, you know what? I'm not going to bother. Little Dark playing it well there, staying far back so he can't get taken out by the C4, but All Eyes on Mango kills Unique as he opens up that breach there. Playing far too close against that shotgun. Unfortunately, that shotgun, as we said before, close range is deadly. Nincompoop securing a kill onto Mango, getting rid of that shotgun off the board. Another shot onto Marches, taking the head clean off smoke, dropping that canister on the floor. But Kinks and Hake still left alive. Both of them off site though. Kinks on a very slither of health at top of white. Pulse playing below, looking for that C4. Hatch is open. Can he get one up? Kinks gets injured by the Blackbeard, I believe. Hake playing below. Nincompoop on for the ace right now. Quad kill currently. He sees the members of Counteract going down. He sees the plank going down, but unfortunately he doesn't have the C4 in hand anymore. He's used it, misses the shotgun shots, and the rounds come out. And an ace coming out on the side from Real Nincompoop. Incredibly well played there. Exactly what Counteract needed. One player, well, any players, let alone one player, showing up for the team here, securing those kills and securing them round number 2 on the offensive. Currently putting the score line at 4-2 in favour of Black Angels as we go into the second half. Counteract now going on to the defensive, facing off against Black Angels on the offensive. Black Angels proving that they have the coordination against Counteract here. Hopefully Counteract can bring a bit of a stronger roam game in this match, especially knowing that Jackal has been taken off the board, but the drone game on the side of Black Angels has been incredibly strong this round, and just the whole map sense previously on Clubhouse certainly helped them to a few wins as shots came up through soft floors and through soft walls into positions that they thought that players were playing, and sometimes they even collected the heads of players that were indeed playing those spots.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Counteract though could, of course, having a better showing themselves on Clubhouse maybe against Black Angels when they're on the defensive, hopefully able to, like I say, have a better showing this round. Mozza? I mixed up Mozzie and Connor. It's been a long day. Connor finally gets the drone he's been hunting for ages. Unfortunately, he tried pesting it twice, but missed both of those pests. Sorry, Connor. Sorry we had to focus on that one. Hopefully you managed to hit those heads a little bit easier than you do those drones, because it's certainly needed at the moment on the side of Counteract. Connor, of course, here going for quite an aggressive spawn peek on the armory door. Window, sorry. Nobody spawns there though and walks in front of his crosshair, so he's unable to collect the kill. Droned out at the bottom of main stairs though as he's running away. Will someone get him? No, no one pre-fires that door despite the call coming out, probably. The members of Black Angels instead deciding to focus trying to get up onto this balcony, which they have now done. Ace with the diffuser in the hands of All Eyes on Mango. Certainly the support planter player here, but currently leading his team with 8 kills. Equaling that of Real Nincompoop, who of course had the ace in the previous round. Really showing up strong for his team when it was most required. Weasty once again not necessarily having the best of games, still stuck on 0 kills, not able to get any under the belt. Hopefully the defensive side changes this for him. Hopefully he can find his mojo. Unfortunately, when you have off days like this, you do need the rest of your team to pick up the slack. And unfortunately, with these teams being so closely contested against each other, sadly sometimes the slack being picked up by your friends isn't actually as much slack as needs to be picked up. And so far that is proving to be the case on the side of Counteract, as unfortunately they are unable to secure any rounds. Pre-fires of course coming out from Marchez, this time not collecting with anybody. Connor still on that down basement roam. Is he able to play the time here, delay that push until the very last minute? Still got a C4 in hand to possibly play that vertical angle. Can he get anybody though? Sees the Ash for a brief second. Can't manage to land the shot though. Pushes in though, tries to get her. Goes for the aggressive run out. Misses the shots, but finally secures a headshot onto Kinks, taking him out of the game. Does he realise one's at the bottom of Armory Stairs? No, he doesn't. He sees the Nomad, manages to take her down as well. A triple kill coming out for... No, a double kill, apologies, coming out for Connor as he gets shut down by Mango, who had dropped and pushed the main door. Currently leaving Counteract in a very favourable 4v3 situation. Weasty getting slightly spotted out there, but pulls away at just the right time. Not managing to land the shots onto Mango, still very healthy indeed. Wall's been open. Hake playing on the rappel here. Missing shots, oh my goodness. Potatoing all over the place. Missing the easiest kill of his life onto Unique there. Could prove incredibly useful on the side of Counteract later on. They still have that numbers advantage. And time is still in their favour with 40 seconds left on the clock. Little Dark hears the IQ of Hake pushing from below. Misses the shots, but still misses even more shots, and Hake manages to collect the kill, but being left on 50 health there, that was not necessarily the best gunfight that Little Dark wanted to be coming away from. He wanted to finish that with a lot more health on his side. Apologies, I thought Breach was open, but I was actually incorrect. This has not been done. Now the side of... Oh my goodness, so many things are pinging all over the place here. But now a 15-second execute happens, and Weasty swings the door, manages to collect a kill onto the head of the Ace pushing in. Unique getting another one onto All Eyes Mango. The diffuser is down, but Trade's coming backwards and forth. One onto Penta, collecting Weasty bins, and Unique securing the follow-up kill onto Penta. Yes, I got that right. Whew. Counteract there, once again playing for time, managing to delay the push from Black Angels as long as possible, meaning that there was maybe a bit of a clumsy take there. They didn't necessarily have the numbers advantage quite as much, but they certainly had the time advantage, and they played that to perfection. Got the first opening pick, and from there they just made sure that they traded bodies until they had the last man standing. Weasty as well, finally being able to pick up the first kill for himself on this game. He is a hard support, so he's not expected to get the kills, but in a game this close where it is coming down often to kills rather than plants, being stuck on 1 kill so far into the game is hurting his team a little bit. But of course the round he picks up a kill ends up being a win for Counteract, proving his worth, why he's on this team, and helping his team out when they need it to get that win on the board. We've seen a few teams so far this league be able to come back from deficits as big as 5 or 6 rounds. Certainly the one most recently was Ice, I believe, on this map against Paradox. Managed to take the score line to, I believe, 5-2 on their attacking side. It looks bleak for Paradox, but after winning 5 rounds in a row, they managed to come away with the win and didn't even have to touch the overtime in that game. Bit of a kick in the teeth for Ice, unfortunately, who I believe now have disbanded for internal reasons. But certainly on the side of Paradox, incredibly well played. And I'm allowed to say that because I was on that team. Tried not to be biased though with any of these teams. One day I'd like to not play and be able to cast for that game because I think it'd be incredibly interesting. But either way, you've got to admit, coming back from a 5-2 deficit to win 7-5, kudos to Paradox and the rest of my team for helping me in that one. On the side of Counteract here, we see them opting for the dining and dining and kitchen site rather than the kitchen and meeting site that Black Angels favoured. Of course, a lot of map control already being taken here on the side of Black Angels, using Nomads to cover off those flanks. Of course, the Legion of Real Nincompoop getting spotted out here. He's having to rotate upstairs. Impact nade coming out, allowing him to rotate through the attic. They would have heard that sound cue though and know that he was going there. Nobody yet pushing up yet to greet him. This wall is getting opened by an ace charge. They've already managed to get any wall denial off of there. We see the Castle of Connor playing in basement though. Does he realise that the Ash is pushing down? No, he doesn't, and Ash manages to pick him up. Thinking that there may be somebody on their own. Kinks goes downstairs and manages to pick up the kill. One playing the hatch though, just missing each other. How very unfortunate, although Unique is left on very low health there. Unique managed to secure the kill and puts scores back in favour of Counteract. Well, not necessarily in favour, but certainly more equal. In fact, not that favourable, because Unique is on the tiniest slither of health. Just somebody coughing in his general vicinity might be enough to down him or kill him at this point. Real Nincompoop, though, of course, flanking down the armory stairs, not being shut down just yet, manages to pick up that kill onto Mango. However, this doesn't mean that... This doesn't stop BAE being able to get into sight, as they were already able to open that wall, and they still have both the Maverick and the Hibana on their side to open up any hard wall that may be in front of them. Penta's still believing that there is somebody playing downstairs on the side of Counteract. However, as we've seen, nobody is actually doing that so far. Shots coming out from Unique here, still being on the lowest health, but nothing being able to connect from the side of Penta. And he manages to land a few shots back, taking a few of those precious hit points away from Penta. Counteract here playing very passively, once again playing for that time game as the clock ticks down. 20 seconds left on the clock as the Maverick of Marches pushes in, begins to plant. Do they realise it's going off? 1 second left. No, they don't. They'll not manage to collect a kill. Pushes up and gets another one onto the man who defused. It's now a 1v4 situation with Nomad playing in meeting. The Maverick and the Legion, the Maestro and the Legion pushing in together. They don't know where the Nomad is. Picks it up, but the Legion right behind to pick up the kill. And at the same time, Little Dark is sat there defusing the bomb. And Counteract once again gets another defensive win under their belt. The defense working much more in the favour of Counteract here. This is where those 2 rounds they got at the very end of their attacking phase may come in incredibly useful, since they've already managed to equal the scoreline. And if they keep up this incredibly good performance on the defensive side, especially as that was considered one of the worst, well, not the worst site, but the hardest site to hold for the defensive side, they've been able to hold it. And they've been able to get another point on the board. If they keep up this incredibly good defensive performance, they may be able to completely defensive sweep Black Angels here to collect the win and put both teams on 1 point apiece, as they will tie in this best of 2 series. Of course, now that 3 rounds have been won on the side of Counteract, on the defense, we now see them going back to the basement site. Or is this the first time they've gone to the basement site? I believe this is the first time they've gone to the basement site. I am completely talking out of my arse. I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen. They started on the top floor site in Master Bedroom, and they then moved to the kitchen and dining, not meeting, that was Black Angels. And because of this, maybe playing it as an offsite, a bit of a surprise, they were able to win that one out against Black Angels, and now they are currently 4-4 on the board. This is what I was talking about earlier, that Black Angels decided not to do on their freezer hold. Of course, a slightly different hole open than what you normally see. Normally you'd have someone with a shotgun open just a straight head hole line, but a rotate works just as well, although there is of course that one side that is still soft wall that you can't see through, but you can certainly shoot through. Excuse me. I did have my dinner just before coming on casting here, so apologies for the occasional hiccups and issues talking. Similar strat that we've been seeing on the side of Counteract this time. Of course, actually playing a lot more on-site, more of a turtle approach. The Mai of Connor, though, playing quite aggressive on this angle here. Will he get droned out by the Maverick? Yes, he sees the drone. Manages to easily pick that one up. Does he see the Maverick cross? I don't believe he did. Pixel may have just been too small. Maybe he doesn't realise that the Maverick has pushed into elbow. Or maybe he does and just doesn't care. Doesn't want him to to push through. Maverick opening up the bottom to try and get that mute jammer off the wall. Shoots the mute jammer so that the ace can now get the wall. But Connor, no! All eyes on Mango. On the ace, manages to pick up the kill. Onto Connor there. Unfortunate pick there as Connor's proven crucial so far to his team's hold. Legion though holding a prone angle from all the way in freezer manages to get at that head of Mango, getting rid of the hard breach off the board, but he's already had his impact. The wall is partially open as we see a make that a two-man rear stage push. Cade playing in Harry Potter and Jaeger playing tight to the stairs here. We've seen it work against teams before where they weren't expecting that hold, but now that they've rotated onto the hatch, they've decided to move off there. And Weasty unfortunately getting picked off by Penta, not able to put any damage back onto him, not realising that Penta was still playing the outside long angle. Penta managing to land the headshot onto Weasty, who once again is still not having the best of games. Come on Weasty, you can do better than this. Maverick having issues opening this hatch, but now it's finally been done. Sees the Cade there, misses the shots, but finally managed to take it off. Two players playing on the hatch. Are they going to duo drop here? There is a Jaeger in place that may be eaten by an ADS, but it isn't. But fortunately for the side of Counteract, no one was playing that close. Nincompoop though gets picked up on the freezer stairs by Kinks, and we're now left in a 1v4 situation as Little Dark tries to clutch up here. Falls off back into laundry as he's being pushed by multiple players. Sees the Ash, manages to land a few shots, but doesn't manage to pick her up as a few shots are fired in return. Plant going down from Penta here in the usual default plant spot. The side of Dark Angels, Black Angels, I do apologise, actually having most of the map control. Doesn't look like it's in the favour of Little Dark here. He still can do this. A couple of well-aimed shots could take out each player equally, but no, unfortunately peeks the angle that Kinks is holding, and Kinks manages to pick him up. Unique having an issue though, lagging out, so we will take a quick pause with this round while we wait for him to reconnect. As we are currently in round 10. 4 rounds to 5 currently in favour of Black Angels. That last attacking round showing why they have had so much domination, first on Clubhouse and then secondly moving on to this map of Oregon. Getting the kills when they need to, being able to get that site control and of course forcing the plant down and eventually being able to collect the final kill as Dark was left in a 1v3 situation. Very difficult for him to do anything with there. Couldn't really go on the flank because there had been Nomad set up and they would have heard him going on the rotate. But he was still able to push and try to win the round, but unfortunately didn't quite know where the Ash was playing. No intel coming out on the side of Counteract. Missed his shots and unfortunately was not able to secure the round for Counteract. Breaking the defensive win streak for Counteract. Apologies, there's just some Discord messages going off. As I was saying though, Black Angels managing to counter the momentum that Counteract had managed to build going into the second half. Of course, a couple of wins on the offensive and then swapping onto the defensive. They managed to win 2 rounds in a row on the defense after winning, I believe, 2 on the attack. Blackbeard, of course, proving critical on those pushes, especially since in one of them, the person who was playing Blackbeard, who was Nincompoop, managed to ace.
Your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Both of these teams bringing us some incredibly good siege today, both seeming quite equally matched, maybe more equally matched than the scoreline suggests. A quick flash at the scoreboard shows that once again Real Nincompoop is sat on top with the most kills. It's not surprising knowing he aced in one of the rounds. Also of course doing his bit by getting plenty of assists there, doing the damage that then meant that the rest of his team could pick up the kills later on even if he wasn't able to secure them. Little Dark having quite a bit of impact there as well. Connor having a bit more with 8 kills and Unique on 5. Still though sat at the bottom of the leaderboard, although with more assists to his name, so he's slowly warming up to it is Weasty. However, will he warm up to it quick enough to be able to help his team a little bit more and actually secure / win this game for them? If not, Counteract go into the third week and third round with 1 win and 1 loss in a best of 2 to their name. However, they will get a 3rd win in the round because, unfortunately, for reasons that have not been made aware to me, Team Lethal have unfortunately not been able to post a team for this week. So, Counteract already have the round 3 win on the board. However, if they're able to just secure a draw here, it will certainly secure their leading spot at the moment at the top of the league, which is maybe what they need moving into round week number 3, whichever one you want to say. We see once again playing this position as we've seen before, holding this very long angle with a 1.5 on the AUG 43. A very good gun, certainly one of my favourites, and I believe that is Connor. No, Nincompoop managing to down Penta. Does a run out from small tower. That will certainly leave him on 20 health even if he's able to pick him up. But no, I don't quite know who downed the Penta. Who downed Penta? He fell. He was jumping from the top of Big Tower and went to land on that beam but managed to miss it, slipped off and has managed to down himself. Fortunately, he did down himself rather than kill himself, but it does mean he is now on 20 health, and shots haven't even been fired in his general direction from the side of Counteract. That is very unfortunate indeed for Black Angels and could be the bit of momentum that Counteract need to move forward. This time we see Connor and Real Nincompoop both here on the roam. Shots coming out towards Connor. Little Dark picking up the first kill onto All Eyes on Mango. That is the ace off the board once again. Pretty early on, but has he been able to do his job though and open up that wall? Yes, he has. Diffuser though is down in closet, so they have to go and secure this. Easier said than done with the position it's in, and with that wall now open, it could actually work in the favour of Counteract more so than Black Angels, although Hake manages to get the head of Connor as he swings the corner. Hake though left on the tiniest slither of health. Is that 1 hit point or is that 2? Either way, he is not a healthy boy. And can put that on a roam, and unfortunately Weasty once again not having the best of luck as his head is collected by Marchez. Little Dark managing to get a kill back onto Kinks, but Marchez then getting a kill back onto Unique. It's now a 2v3 situation, the diffuser now back in the hands of Black Angels. However, they're going for the down and the reset on Hake. Little Dark they're managing to pick up Penta while all of this is going on. Now there are just 2 members left on each side. One on about 30-45 health, and he gets injured straight away, pushing up from the long angle played by Real Nincompoop on the Mozzie here. 1 down and 1 on 20 health. This is not a good showing for Black Angels. Do they have the time? Free fire coming out from Real Nincompoop, manages to land a shot onto Hake, misses the further rounds onto Marchez, but manages to secure a shot onto the kneecap of Marchez as he rushes in with the diffuser to try and get the plant down, and secures another win for Counteract. That's definitely what they needed. Very good early picks there on the side of Counteract, getting the health also very low, playing for time once again, meaning the execute had to come out in the last few seconds from Black Angels, which really bit them in the foot. Followed up there by Nincompoop shooting, I believe, Hake in the foot, which managed to secure the round for them as we go into round number 11, currently sat at 5-5. Which team will get the match point first, and which team might then be able to follow it up with the overall win? Can we see Counteract secure that match point and maybe push for the win, at least push it to overtime? Or will we see Black Angels get that first point on the board that is needed for that overtime? It remains yet to be seen which way it will go, but once again we see Counteract going back to the dining kitchen site. Much preferred to the dining meeting site. I'm going to keep saying this all night, and I do apologise. This site worked out incredibly well from last time. This seems to be their second site rather than their first site. No, this is their second site instead of basement being their second site. It seems that they expect people to know less how to counter this sort of site because it is not necessarily played against very often. In a lot of comps, it maybe is because you've got to see far many rounds. But if of course you're just playing in ranked, then you're very unlikely to see this sort of sites being played. Weasty here going for quite a bit of a rotate. He's put, I see, he's using his impact nade so that the roamers don't have to open up that attic rotate for his team. Weasty still having both of his maestro cams in place, so where exactly is he going to place them? Still waiting to decide. Going to be putting it right next to Breach, watching for where this default plant spot is, hopefully able to deny it or certainly provide the intel to his team when the plant is going down. There's also a mute jammer sat there on the wall, which should stop the wall, but also if that mute jammer remains up, even when they do get the wall, it'll be very difficult for them to plant, because there's only a very small section where the plant option will actually be available to them. Rome's coming out here on the side of Real Nincompoop, manages to land shots here onto the Ash, and manages to get another kill. Connor managed to pick up a headshot onto All Eyes Mango. That is the Ash taken care of. And the ace once again being picked off, this time though without actually opening the breach. However, they do still have the Maverick of Marchez and the Hibana of Penta on the board. So they can still get that wall open. They still have the hard breach that they can use if required. But it is certainly looking more in the favour of Counteract here. Looks like they are going to be the ones to be able to get this point back on the board. But with still 1 minute 40 on the clock, a lot could still happen here on the side of Black Angels. Nomad putting a jab right there on the edge of Z to make sure that no rotate can come round. There was also one, I believe, at the bottom of the stairs over here. Yes, that's correct. I don't know where the other one has gone, but as you can see, the Hibana's coming out and opening the wall here as Connor plays very close, quite an aggressive angle, takes a tiny bit of damage, but I don't think they realise he's here. He sees the head of Nomad, collects her, that's Diffuser down. Also manages to secure some hits onto the Hibana, put in a 4v2 situation. But Penta manages to secure the head of Little Dark. But Real Nincompoop on a flank at the side of Meeting. That Nomad being placed on the Meeting door does not stop him peeking the door without actually going through it and securing the kill. Marchez, though, left in a 1v3 situation here with 50 seconds on the clock. Diffuser is not in hand. He does it. He sees the head of Nincompoop. Why did that C4 get so delayed? Maybe he messed up the throw, maybe he got stuck a little bit on the wall. But very unfortunate there on both sides. Both Marchez not being able to collect the head of Nincompoop, but also Nincompoop not being able to land that C4 properly. Marchez getting the head of Unique though. Weasty being left with so many rounds left in the Outer. And Nincompoop, of course, being pushed from Meeting here. Marchez having collected Diffuser, he has 20 seconds on the round. Can he play out the time here? Will he be able to secure this one for his team in a 1v2 situation? Pre-fires coming out left, right and centre. Doesn't manage to land any. Starts to stick the Diffuser with 12 seconds on the clock. Weasty deciding to push or not. Decides to push. The plant finishes going down. He sees him right in front of him. And Nincompoop swings at the right time, secures the kill. And decides to go for the defuse. Nincompoop though on 16 kills. Certainly showing why he is on this team. Carrying them to victory so far, after having aced and I believe got a triple or a 4K in that round. Nincompoop coming up big. Weasty also there being left alive at the end, but just nothing doesn't seem to be clicking for Weasty at the moment. But Counteract there being the first onto match point for these two teams. Can they get that one round that they need now to secure this 1-1 best of 2 draw and win this game? Or will we see them go into overtime as Black Angels maybe get another point on the board, in which case it's all to play for in the overtime. 3 rounds of overtime may be seen with the first team to get not 2 points ahead, but the first team to win 2 rounds on the overtime being the ones declared victor if we end up at that point. But Counteract certainly in the driving seat, but it's certainly a bit of a precarious position. It's a driving seat of a unicycle, not a driving seat of a 4x4. Or a tank. That's certainly more solid than even a 4x4. Here we see that Counteract, of course, having to play in this basement site due to the fact that they can no longer play the top floor site and that kitchen dining site that they had played on so well previously. They did not necessarily have the look that they needed last time. Hopefully they have a better advantage on this one. As I was mentioning earlier, Black Angels opting not to play this shield in elbow with the smoke on it. And we see here a clash pick coming out on the side of Weasty. Hopefully to aid the offence, or shall I say defence, of Connor playing smoke in elbow, and also the Wamai of Nincompoop playing up close. Of course, if Nincompoop gets taken out early, he has proven crucial so far to the rest of his team. So it could be quite critical to keep him alive. Hopefully Weasty, of course, can just play his life here for as long as possible. Once again, play that time game, play that numbers game, delay the push as long as possible. As we see another Nomad getting eaten up there on the blue barrels. Hake though managing to secure the first kill onto Connor, not quite sure where that happened. Seems he was playing, I don't know where. Probably you guys are going to spot him before I do. Oh, unfortunately he was playing over here at bottom of white on a bit of a roam, but unfortunately being taken out a bit early. That is not what Counteract needed. Especially since they don't necessarily have Weasty playing on the most gunning operator, still being stuck on that clash. And with Black Angels deciding to completely neglect that bunker push now, it's now leaving Weasty to have to play in other locations. Pushing up now into the freezer location to try and stop the Hibana, who is playing on the security hatch. However, she decides to rotate off because they do have the connector hatch open, and the two other members of Black Angels are playing on the rear stage stairs. Ash Charge coming out, or trying to come out there onto the wall. Little Dark securing the head of Kinks on the Nomad. Those two Nomad pellets possibly already being placed, but not quite sure yet. Penta though pushing down the bottom of Freezer, facing off against the Clash, who is just sat there. Tries to land the head of the Cade, but doesn't quite manage it. Somehow doesn't manage to hit the head of Little Dark as he manages to come back up there. Decides to fall off it though, as it's maybe not the way to be pushing directly into a Clash. Goes up onto the hatch though to try and play an angle, but decides, you know what, I'm not going to bother, and decides to go down many. So Unique picking up the kill onto All Eyes on Mango. It's now a 3v4 situation as the Maverick of Marches drops, but Unique gets another headshot kill, and Penta and Hake are split up here. Hake manages to land the headshot onto the head of Nincompoop. We see though still on that Clash though, as Penta manages to get another headshot. It's a very difficult situation though, as Weasty is pushing up. Weasty is left in a 1v2 situation. Hake managed to secure the double. Weasty doesn't manage to see the Hibana behind him, and this puts us into overtime. It's all looking so good there for Counteract, but unfortunately they did not win their ones, sadly leaving Weasty as well in a very precarious situation. 1v2 situation. Maybe with another operator he may have stood a better chance, but I believe the Clash was the play there, because they delayed Black Angels once again for as long as they did. Unfortunately though, the gunfight's not going the way of the Counteract right at the end there, meaning that we now go into overtime, as we see the side of Black Angels going to defense first, going to the laundry room supply. This was, I believe, their preferred pick, although they maybe started on the top floor first. This time, of course, we see Connor switching from the Zoth onto the Ying. I've had to play against this push on multiple occasions when scrimming against this team, and let me tell you, he's not... Well, I'm not going to be mean to Connor on stream, or not on stream, on this clip, because he does play the Ying very well, but... yeah. Those Ying devices coming in, how blind everybody gets in sight, because of course they managed to burn the ADSs perfectly. It's all over so quickly. Once again, Black Angels though deciding to go for the double reinforcement on the Freezer here, and also the double reinforcement onto Elbow here. Definitely playing more on site, although of course once again we will likely see a roam coming out from Kinks later on. Marches also maybe on the roam, or just setting up some Legion mines upstairs for that sound cue intel, maybe to help his roamer when they get up there. Maybe though we will see a completely different play coming out here though, on the side of Black Angels, with them maybe turtling somewhat more. But once again, Real Nincompoop deciding, you know what, it worked for me last time, I aced, let's go Blackbeard again and see how well this works out. A full bunker push here from the side of Counteract, getting that aggression nice and early, getting that control very early on. 4 of them stacked up in bunker. Where is the 5th of Little Dark? He's currently upstairs pushing rear stage, looking to maybe go and get that hatch. Pushing on his own maybe isn't the best of idea, but of course keeping all of these guys together might also work out quite well. The C4 there on the side of Kinks, trying to be Mango trying to be thrown through that small hole there, but unfortunately doesn't quite manage it. But the impact trick coming out here on the side of Hake, very well played there to big brain it and bring out that impact nade. Try and counter that ace charge. Second one coming out, but doesn't quite make it through the hole, so the wall does start getting opened up. Nincompoop managing to score a headshot onto Penta. My voice is going, but Nincompoop accidentally managed to headshot Connor. Oh no, that is not where they needed at this point. The Ying is now down, and Nincompoop is left on the tiniest slither of health. Although that shield could save his life if need be. Nincompoop can still be quite a dangerous operator. We see Kinks here playing in Freezer, but where is Little Dark? Oh, he's now pushed down into long, but gets taken out by Mango, playing that long angle behind the Goyo shield here. Of course, here both the operators can play either side of it. There's two of them stacking up on it in one form or another, making it very difficult to push in against. Very good hold coming out on the side of Black Angels. And Nincompoop gets easily downed as he was on such low health by Kinks. Unique manages to get a beautiful headshot though onto Kinks, playing in the Freezer. However, that Goyo shield is still up and it's not working out. And a flank now coming out, I believe, from from Hake. He downs the ace, taking him out with a clean headshot, and Weasty is left in a 1v3 situation. Can Weasty bring it massive now? Manages to down the Cade, doesn't know where the last two are. Unfortunately, doesn't get the call where Marchez is. Marchez swings and collects Weasty's life. And the first round in overtime goes the way of Black Angels. I was looking relatively clean for Counteract so far, but unfortunately, an unfortunate team kill coming out there from Nincompoop onto Connor playing as Ying, who was full health and hadn't used any Ying charges, meant that that execute was completely halted in its tracks. Made it a lot harder for them to take sight, and unfortunately Weasty being left in a 1v3 situation could have clutched it out, but still Weasty is struggling this game. I really feel for the man. The rest of his team doing all that they can to push them over the edge, but sadly it's not proving quite enough just yet. Hopefully though they can pull it together and get this to overtime match point, get it to 7-7 so it can all come down to one final round, but currently it is looking like Black Angels will take the second map. It's not said and done though until the scoreline reads, with one team being on 8 points and the other one being on 7 or 6. So we still have at least one, if not two rounds to go before one team is crowned the winner, the loser, or the drawer. The winner of this game, the drawer of the best of two, or the winner, or the loser of the best of two. Only time will tell on this one. As we see Counteract opting to go for that top floor hold. Certainly feeling a lot more secure on this one. They feel they played it a lot better on previous occasions. Nincompoop once again sticking on the Mozzie, using the commando on previous rounds to excellently pick up kills, as he's currently sat on 17 kills, currently with +10 to his name. He is popping off. However, on complete opposite side of that, unfortunately, Weasty is currently sat there with -10 to his name. 1 kill to 11 deaths. If Weasty pops off now, if he gets the kills that his team needs him to get, then maybe this could be Counteract's map. But unless I believe Weasty manages to turn this round and get the kills that he needs to help his team out, I think this may go the way of Black Angels. Of course, that may happen, it may not. Because I've been talking about him so much, commentator's curse may be kicking in even more than the fact that he's already having a bad game, in which case I'm so sorry, Weasty. Currently though, Nincompoop playing all the way down in small box in the basement. Not necessarily the expected position for him to be playing, but he's certainly far off on the roam. So it might take Black Angels a lot longer to drone him out. Here though we see Connor playing very aggressively as the Valkyrie. Not necessarily sure if he's been droned out yet, but certainly shots have come through on this door. Somebody hops in shower corridor though. He's still holding this position, holding his cool. The drone comes past, doesn't see him. But no, he pushes up too soon. The call comes out. He gets spotted by the drone. Oh, that could have proven so useful, Connor. Unfortunately, he bottles it slightly too soon and is unable to collect that kill. Or any kill for that matter. Sees that there was a drone watching Classroom, so takes his house and decides to rotate into the garage. A very slow take here from Black Angel so far. Not really getting much ground anywhere. And Nincompoop getting the first frag of the game so far. Well done, Nincompoop. On the side of Counteract, once again securing himself another kill. That's 18-7 so far in this incredibly close game. Picking up Kinks, who has proven useful both in this game and the previous one. Technically 3 hard breaches still on the board though. Marchez playing this angle here, but Penta managing to pick up a pick onto Connor through one of the holes that he made, and Mango getting another one onto Unique. This is not looking in favour of Counteract. They need to turtle out here. They've still got a minute on the board to play for, and Weasty unfortunately getting downed here over by Silver Bunk. I don't think anybody's going to be able to get in to pick him up, so it's all up to Nincompoop and Dark. Nincompoop laying below, but Hake picks up Dark. It's now basically a 1v4 situation. Can Nincompoop pull off something amazing here? and get the 1v4 clutch. This will be his second ace of the game if he does. Shots coming out, flashing, being pushed. Shots not quite landing. C4 coming out. Doesn't quite land it, and there's 3 members alive still on the side of Black Angels with the diffuser down. Nincompoop though, a lot of pressure here. 1 health and a dream as well. 19 kills. Can he put himself on 22 here? No, he cannot. Mango swings a corner from Kid's bedroom, taking off the head of Nincompoop and securing the second game for Black Angels. God, this one was close. Whew. My voice is certainly raw after this one, but incredibly well played from both teams. Unfortunately though today, just did not go Counteract's way. All members on the team trying their hardest, but unfortunately it did seem that with an underperforming member of Weasty, sometimes it just happens. You have your off days. I really feel for the man. I've had some absolute horrendous days like this. Unfortunately though, when you get up in a matchup like this, you really need all of your members of your team playing at that high level. Unfortunately today, Weasty just was not there, especially on Oregon. Maybe if he had been, we would have seen a very different scoreline coming out from these two, especially as it got so close at the end. But well done to Black Angels for, of course, being able to secure out the win there on their side. Well played to both teams, in fact. They played incredibly well across both of these games. And, of course, we saw some very good siege coming out from both of them. Black Angels, of course, able to secure those full 3 points from this best of 2, which puts them up to, I believe, second place. Joint second with RNS and Expansion currently on the leaderboard, which pushes Paradox from the 5th spot to the 6th spot currently. Counteract, I believe, remain in 4th, with RZP right at the very top, having won 2 of their games so far. As you can see though, the entire lobby has emptied as everybody is off. That is all we have time for today. Thank you for tuning in, although of course you'll be seeing this not live but rather as a video afterwards. Thank you for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed the game, and if you haven't already, please feel free to drop a subscribe below, ring that notification bell if you really want, drop a like if you're even feeling a slightly bit snazzy, and of course come follow me on Twitch when I'm doing some more live streams over on there at elemental_x6. Same as my gamer tag right up in the top right. Anyway, thank you all for joining me today, and hopefully we will see both of these teams face off sometime in the final. This is certainly one that I would be looking for a rematch in the future. Thank you for tuning in, and hope you all have a good day. Peace.